Morning, everybody. Last Wednesday, the bonus week, a fifth week to wrap up this month, talking about prioritizing joy, right? Trying to hit all these factors just to make sure it's a real, tangible experience that everybody can have. Writing Monday on 3 different ways to do it. The first one was just this idea of service to others, right? When we can use our talents and our time to serve others, make them feel worthy, it really helps them to feel good. We have this reciprocation that comes to us, real practical way to feel some joy if it's been not as strong as you want it to have, is that ability to serve others. The second one was just this idea of investing in relationships around you that exist, whether those are friends or family. Just had this point that it's rare that someone who is close to you is like, nope, that's too much time to spend with you when things are going really well, right? When it's not going well, they don't want to spend a lot of time. When you're investing in them, when you're spending time with them doing good things, usually people want to soak that up and not bring an end to good things. And then finally, it was finding the places, right? We all have places that bring us joy, and rarely does it lead to regrets. And people are saying, yeah, I spent too much time at that place. It's usually the opposite. Like, I wasted time doing something else instead of being at that place that brought me some joy. So keep it in mind. There's even some of those encouragements to say, pay attention to your schedule. What are the distractions that come up that you spend too much time doing that keep you from experiencing the joy with people or in the places or in service to others? And make sure you're able to get rid of that. And even the idea of trying to keep track of it and saying, is there a relationship between how much you spend time in those places or with those people or serving others and the amount of joy you've experienced? It should be pretty proportional. And if you're absent some of that joy you want to experience, really look at your schedule and think, if those are absent, probably your joy is less. If those are present, it's going to be more. It's a good experiment to do for yourself. So I think that's a way to prioritize joy and experience it in practical ways. But I was also thinking about what are the places that people can experience happiness. We could do an interview around here and have it be identified in lots of different places. Well, as I was thinking through that, I ended up on a UN website that talked about the happiest countries on earth in 2025. So we can see where the countries we love all exist. Just some facts about this. It was launched in 2013, this Committee of the United Nations to measure global happiness and health, which have demonstrated that the key factor for experiencing happiness in these countries is a high level of trust and being more resilient when a crisis hits. Just two things that the researchers observed. This year's report specifically examines how the acts of kindness and generosity, both in terms of what recipients gain and what givers gain from these acts, affect personal happiness. And they even made this observation. And often because we undervalue others' kindness, learning about their generosity can boost our well-being. And when society is more benevolent, the people who are least happy see the greatest benefit. And even referencing back in COVID, that when people did this, they found it's beneficial. And even now, the service to others is about 10% higher in their study than it was before COVID. So people have found a good way to feel happy, and that's serving others more often, and the numbers have held. So I went, it's top 100 that have were ranked by the UN, a lot of countries in the UN. So just for context, number 99 is Iran, okay? So I'm not sure any of us thought people are really, really happy in Iran given everything that's going on. So 99 seemed to make sense to me that they'd be at the bottom of the list. So I just kind of highlighted a few. 88, Hong Kong. Maybe that means that some regimes that have different governments than we have are really not very happy. Makes sense. People who vacation in Jamaica, 73. Not as happy down there as you would think. Number 73. Maybe a reason not to go. Japan, number 55. Working our way up. Italy, 40. Those of you who vacationed in Italy, there you go. I had to put Poland on the list because it's central Wisconsin, right? 26. Poland is number 26. Us in the U.S., number 24. So moving on up, Canada is 18. So they can still be happy despite all the wildfires up there, Bill. And then the final 5, Mexico is number 10. Surprised me a bit with all the crime and cartels and drugs. Number 4 on my list here was ranked number 8, Israel. So they're pretty happy in Israel despite being in the center of a whole lot of intense things. This was pleasing to me as a Johnson. Number 4 was Sweden. Okay, so maybe that explains why I'm such a nice guy, because it's in my heritage going back. They're really happy people, more happy than those in Poland. Number 2, Denmark, and number 1, Finland. Finland seems to be number 1 on a bunch of random lists, doesn't it? But apparently they are the most, it's the country with the happiest people. Again, tied to trust and tied to how they handle crisis and a lot of giving and receiving. So whatever you think of that list, you can look it up. The link will be on the handout when it gets online. But I was thinking, in terms of us, what is the place, or even if you've been to another country, that you think is the most peaceful or joyful place you have been? So whether you think practically in Wisconsin or somewhere in the U.S. or another country, what is on your list? What's the happiest place you have been? Alaska. Yeah. If I ask this question, what's the most magical place on earth, what would everybody say? Disney, right? Disney World. So I wanted to stay away from that phrase and just thinking, what is the place that's the most peace, joy, or happiness for you? So Alaska, a place you traveled that really checks the box. Yeah. As I was thinking, just to answer my own question, it was like I've had a chance to be on some international mission trips and have been in Ghana and Indonesia. And despite the poverty that exists, those were some of the most joyful people I have ever met, just in terms of a missions trip, faith-based kind of thing. And the economic differences are stark, but I rarely found a person didn't have a smile on their face, happy to serve and be able to give back to me, even though I traveled a long way to visit them. So sometimes the places surprise you that can seem like they contain a lot of joy and happiness. So the follow-up question for us is, what act of service do you do for others that brings you the most satisfaction and joy? Right? It's a two-way street. So what's something you do for others that brings you joy, satisfaction, and happiness? Anything? You all just stay in your homes all day or just ignore everybody? Taking dogs for a walk. They certainly would be happy. Delivering meals to others when they need them? Yeah. Yeah, that's good. People have been helping Mac out, holding babies, right? That makes her some time and makes some people happy to hold little babies, right? Any others? Yeah. Yeah. Interrupting, yeah. It's good. Sure. Compliment spending time with them. Those are all good. So whether it's like volunteerism or just little things you do through the course of the day, certainly I would agree. Those are all excellent things. So just some final comments about this topic this month and this week. I think that the efforts people make to do that service for others really does empower their priorities and gives them this kind of like a paper trail to follow to experience that joy over and over again. Generally, when you find something you love doing in service to others, it can always happen. So no matter what your day is, week is, month is, whatever, that act of service will be a consistent way to anchor that joy, which gives just this internal kind of groundedness and belief that something can be changed going forward. I think also that finding relief, peace, and hope during interactions with others just helps reset our thinking, right? When you get out of yourself when something has been going poorly or you're not having a good time and you have a chance to put yourself in a new environment, be doing something with somebody new, it is a chance to escape out of the pressure or the suction that has kept you in a moment you don't want to be in. It's another way to prioritize that joy because you stepped out of a situation that didn't feel like it had as much joy as you want. And then finally, certainly the more we experience joy, our wellness, again, proportionally is going to go up. Just like when we talk about the schedule, if you're not experiencing it, but you haven't been able to invest in other people or prioritize them, control your time right, and your joy is lower, but you're able to finally put that in your schedule, I think not only is your joy going to go up, but your overall quality of life and wellness as well. So a really good month to take a lot of time and talk through joy, coming off of those other months of mental health awareness and PTSD awareness. I hope you have seen evidence of joy in your life more as you paid attention to it. It's kind of like that nose on your face that you don't notice it until you look at it, and then suddenly it lingers for a while. Often joy can be the same way because you get in a grind, you get in a routine, and you're not quite sure what to do about it. So it's been a joy to talk about joy for all of you, and hopefully you have seen it better. It's been great to read about it, research some of this stuff, and be able to talk it through because I think it's one of those factors that just help life be redeemable and manageable, just like empathy we talked about last week, how it makes life very, very unique. So good to see everybody. Have a good workout this morning. Thanks.